Hello everyone, welcome to Bob, Beth, and the Boys. We've started some new projects, just want to let you in on it. As you see over my shoulder here, you look up there, you'll see a beam with a light. I've taken an old trunk from my great-great-grandparents, about 200 years old trunk, and I took the bottom part apart and I wrapped that beam with it. And the top part of the trunk I used for the sitting on top of the light and made a chandelier out of it. And I thought I was doing pretty good. Now I realize it was a mistake. I'll tell you why I think it was a mistake. My wife decided she wanted to expand. Hello, wife. How's Beth? She wants to expand that beam over to this wall.
Right.
And all the way down the wall.
All the way down.
With pallet boards. But the pallet boards have to match 200-year-old wood.
Right. But I have a sample piece that had leather on it at one time.
That is from the trunk.
That's from the trunk, and I think I can match it.
So she's going to match that up with pallet boards, which means we have to go to the Home Depot or Lowe's and get some stainless steel and a bucket and some vinegar and put the stainless steel and vinegar in a bucket, let that sit for a couple of days, and do a wash on the pallet boards to make it look something like that.
Weathered.
So that's what we're up to.
We'll see.
We'll see. And we'll get back to you on that. Now we're over at the shop picking out pallet boards for our wall. Beth is making sure she has just the right ones.
Yes.
We don't want to get anything Beth doesn't want.
No, it has to eventually look like this. So we have to go through each and every couple thousand boards.
But at least now you get to see some of the shop where I do what I do. Are you finding some good ones?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to need
always have good ones.
we're going to need about 100 of them.
I know. I have a lot more to go, don't I?
Yes. This is my other section where we have pallet boards as well. All different kinds of colors. These ones are set up for sale. And that is our showroom. This is how they come in on the trailer. And my wife decided there wasn't enough on the inside to go through, so she's starting to pick through the ones that have just come in.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot down here.
Yeah, the ones on the bottom are always the best ones.
Like this.
Yeah.
So that means we have to unload.
You mean that's always the way it is with you. Let's take the bottom ones and leave the top ones. How about if I just take and play Superman and flip the pile upside down for you?
Then I would.
That'd be good?
Yeah.
All right. I don't think that's going to happen. Oh my goodness. So you happy with the wood you picked out?
I am. We might have to come back and get a few more, but we'll start with these.
How many do you think you got there?
Maybe 100, 110.
Okay, so you picked out around 100 to 110 boards to get started with.
We'll see how it goes.
See how it goes. All right. We'll look forward to the finished product.
I know, I'm looking forward to it too.
This should be exciting.
Okay, we're going to start our project. I did 2 boards already, and this is how the boards come. That's a 6-inch pallet board that we're using. It's older wood already, but not chemically stained yet or not. So what I did was took some steel wool, put it in this container, put about a 1/4 cup cup of hydrogen peroxide, about a cup or so of vinegar, and a teaspoon of salt, and I put some steel wool in there and made a chemical reaction. Now this gets hot. It actually gets hot, the water, so you do want to wear some kind of hand protection when you're doing this. And I'm just using a roller and an old paint tray that the paint has dried in there, and I'm going to pour this in there in that paint tray, and then I'm going to put it on our board and we'll see the difference it makes. Okay, I'm going to add some of this steel wool stain to try and age this board. Let's see how it goes. It does bring the dark out and the blacks in the board itself. Really makes it look aged. Now this is what it was, and this is what we have now. Of course it's wet, so it might dry a little lighter. We'll see. And that chemical process with that steel wool stain, it actually only took about 5 minutes. And now I have my own aging process. Okay? So we'll let that soak in, and we'll come back and we'll see how this looks. I'm now gonna do a grayish board. It's an aged board that we have already. You see the difference? That is grayish board, and this is the board that we've already done. So I'm gonna take this and we'll see how this turns out with the rust stain mixture that I created. Some more on here. Let's get this really, oh, it's bringing some reddish out in the wood. Look at that. This stuff always amazes me. We're going to do a couple processes today, see which one best fits our wall. All right, now we're going to try this board. This is like been treated by our chemical, well, steel wool mixture, okay? And this is what we want to achieve. So I'm going to put some of this red chestnut on here, and sorry for the shadow. Let's see how this one turns out. Red chestnut on here so we can get a little bit of a little reddish into our board. I'm just putting it on with one of these stain sponges. I got mine on Amazon, cheaper on Amazon. Let's see how this looks. Now it's making it a little darker, but that's okay. We'll see what it turns out like when it dries. All right. This is what we want, and this is what we're working on. See if I can get some of those, some stain here. Oh, it's actually, without me doing it, it's actually giving me some dark wood already. There's our boys. Porch. Okay, Bob, what's going on?
I don't know what I did to deserve this. Whatever I did, I should do it again.
Okay, you're keeping the boys happy while I'm out here staining, right?
Somebody's got to do the hard work.
Okay, what I did was I moved this up to the top of my trash can so that I don't have to bend over so much. But I'm taking this board that was treated with our solution, and now I'm gonna put this here red chestnut onto this board, and I'm even dabbing it here and there. Sorry if I didn't get everything there. And I'm making it blotchy so it looks like the original board. Wait, I have to. Okay, here we go. Again, this is how it is. This is making it just a little blotchy. That's how I want it, because that's how the original was. Because there was leather over the top of our original chest that we took apart, and I'm gonna make it look like that again. Okay, a little more on my hands. I would like this board to be a little lighter. I was getting a lot of darker boards when I put it on too thick. So now I'm kind of just dabbing it on here and there, making it blotchy. That'll go along with all the divots and the creases in this pallet board that I have. You can see the darkness, and I'm even going to put a little bit of that ebony stain on there, and we'll see how that turns out. Give it some more blotchiness. The original board and the original chest had a lot of lightness come through, light wood come through, plus the dark, and from the leather being on it so many years. So I'm trying to replicate that. And you just gotta look at it and give it a little muscle in there. Get some of this blotchiness in there, but not too much either. So I love being creative and trying to make it work. Okay, here are the 4 boards that we were working with, and then the original board in the middle. I'm getting it, the look to be about that. I don't need it exact, but that way it can blend in with the beam that was made, which does have some darker spots too on the beam that Bob created.
Okay, Beth has taken the time to rust all the boards for this wall. So now we're going to start installing them. Obviously, we're not going to show you the whole process, but we're going to show you section by section. So this board here is going to go on this side over here at the top. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll wrap around. Okay, I have this side here all done, coming down. But now we want to start up top row going across, and then work our way down the wall. But we'll also be putting boards on here going this way. But Beth, she likes to pick out certain boards to make sure where they're going to go on the wall. So she has, if you want to pan down here, laid out the boards for the next row already, so she knows what they're going to look like. The boards where she put out the boards where she wants them on the wall.
And the boys are helping.
And the boys are always helping. So we're going to go ahead and start the next row. top row on. Now we're going to start our framing boards. You frame out the edges so you can run the other boards into it without having to run them all the way to the end and seeing the end of the boards. So we're going to just put this up here. You're going to blind up. I don't know if you can see me or not. Of course, our wall is not very well square. I'm going to have to recut the angle. I cut 2 45s on it. I'm going to have to recut that one again to make it blend in, because the angle on the wall here, being an older home, does not really do what I needed to do. So I'll put this one on and I'll recut that angle to match. But that takes care of the edge here. When the boards come across, you'll see a finished product over here and you won't see the ends of the board, because they will stop, as they come across, they will stop in here. Kind of like this way. Like that. So you don't see the end of the board out here. And you know me with my angles, they got to be right. So it's not going to be a true 45, but I'll take it into that 45 and adjust to the plate we have over here. Either the wall's not coming up straight or this is not going across straight. Or probably both.
Hey.
Pencil.
Hey, bring Daddy's pencil back.
Really? You took my pencil, buddy? You're gonna mark the boards for me, buddy? Huh? You wanna be a carpenter?
Did you say you notched that out of there so it would fit right?
Yep.
Oh, it looks good.
I'll notch it out. This is that one. It's nice if your boards are all lined up ahead of time. You can just pick them up and go. Okay, on your next row, you want to cut a piece of it off. So when you put it up here, it doesn't come out where your seams here are lining up exactly the same. You want to be able to stagger your seams back so they'll come out in different places all over your wall. That's one of the main things to keep in mind.
Honey, everything looks so good.
Well, thank you for noticing.
Did the boys take a pencil again?
Either that or I lost it as usual. That just doesn't look right.
No.
Oh! Well, that makes more sense. Okay, we're down past where the TV set's going to go. You'll notice I left 2 spaces. these are important. You need these spaces so you can click your TV back in where your brackets are going to go. They need to come down in and then click in underneath. So you need to make sure you leave them spaces when you're going through this. Also, we're going to take this off because this here used to be the cover. It covered up all the wires, and this thing drove me crazy. I hate it. So we're going to remove this, and we're going to cut a hole in here. And we're going to feed the wires through here, down into the wall, and then bring them out down here next to the outlet. That way, you won't see any wires hanging out down here. Everything's going to be in the wall, and be brought out down there, and everything will be hidden. The other thing is, as I mentioned earlier, you'll notice on here where all the seams are staggered, that's the look you want. You don't want any of these seams on top of each other. Each row needs to have the same size boards as it's going across. And my little boy is trying to tell you something.
What do you want?
He's used to being on camera. He wants to be on camera.
What do you want?
So we'll give him his moment. There he is. Showing off again.
Oh.
Okay. Are you done? I know. You like to take over. You like to be in charge. But may I finish?
That's Hercules.
Ah.
Yes. And Daddy finished?
Well, I'm going to finish for now and then get back to work. We'll be right back.
Okay, we're getting there. Bringing everything down through the wall, all the wires. Almost done.
Okay, well, we finally have the wall done. We've been working on it for a while. Got the electric in for the television down, so we don't have to see that box anymore. Got all that back set up. I just have the little bit of wiring, basically put that switch back where it belongs to finish that up. And other than that, we also have my great-grandparents' chest up there on the ceiling, made out of a light and beam. So it's all good. That's a good project for this week. Get that all taken care of.
Now you put a dimmer switch on there. You want to shut that off?
Well, the dimmer switch is almost on. I just got to mount it and then find the proper plate. Mount it in place and then find the proper plate that we go on it. I just don't want to just put a white plate on it.
Right.
It has to be something special.
Okay.
So we're going to go to Hobby Lobby or someplace to find something to match up that
And
up.
that's where we're going to head.
Very good.
All right.
Okay, well, that'll about do it for today. The only other thing I want to say is we do have a Facebook page, Bob, Beth, and the Boys. So if you want to get on our Facebook page, you can do that as well. If you have any questions about how to put up a pallet wall or build a pallet wall, you can go to Facebook on Bob, Beth, and the Boys, and we will answer any questions you might have.
Just message.
Yeah, just messages. It's all good. We like talking. Beth likes talking a bit more than me, but that's okay. This is the end of the vlog.